Hi, I'm Jason Morningstar of Bully Pulpit Games, and I'm here with my friends.
I'm Brendan Taylor of Galileo Games. My pronouns are he, him.
Kryn Irvin of Kryn Games, and my pronouns are they, them.
I'm Jason Morningstar, he, him.
Hi, I'm Banana Chan of Game and Curry Games. She, her, they, them.
And we're here to play some Fiasco, and I'm so excited to share it with you. This is the new version of Fiasco, which doesn't replace the old version, but is designed to be a little more accessible and faster to play and maybe a little bit more fun. So I've got a very beat up prototype deck or set of the game here, and we're going to play. So the first thing we do in Fiasco, as you all know, you've all played, right?
Yes.
We've all
Yes.
played Fiasco. You're like, yes, of
Oh,
course
yeah.
we have. So we're going to do a setup. We're going to create the situation that our game takes place in, and the play set that we've chosen is Main Street. And I'm hoping, Brendan, that you will read the score for us.
Sure. It's a small town, sure, but it's our town, you know? We grew up here. We know everybody. We know the greasy old lady frying hot dogs at Royals. We know the punk who sells drugs out of his van. It's our town. We also know who goes to church and who does not, who is in debt to the county, and who's rich as hell but doesn't put on airs about it. And here's the thing, with knowledge comes opportunity, right? I mean, we can make a plan and nobody has to get hurt. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So we have cards in front of us, and these are going to create our initial situation. It's called the setup. And the first thing we're each going to do is look at our relationships. Each of us has 2 relationship cards here. We're going to pick one, and we're going to put it down between any 2 players, not necessarily between you and somebody else, but anybody you like. And if it's all right with you, I will go first.
Yep.
And I'm going to choose relationship, romance, lifelong crush, and object of crush. And I'm going to put that between you and Brennan. Is that all right with you, both?
That works for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put that right there. That's between the 2 of you. Lifelong crush and object of crush. We don't know which is which yet. So, and then we'll just go to you.
Okay.
Choose one of your relationships.
I am going to put down crime between Jason and Kryn.
Okay.
So that'll be
Yeah,
between us.
we'll put it up here.
Okay.
So that's between us. And what kind of crime is it? Drug people.
Yes, drug people.
We're drug people.
Okay.
Awesome. Love it.
Nice. I'm going to put relationship, caseworker, parole officer, guardian, or client, I should say. And I'll put that between us.
Okay.
Okay, let's put that here.
Yeah.
So one of you is like a parole officer,
And one of the other is the client.
the parolee,
The
or
parolee, yes.
the social services person. Cool. So the only relationship remaining is between Banana and I. And what's it going to be?
It's going to be community church volunteers, for example, deacons or a Sunday school teacher.
Love it.
Love it.
Very cool.
Oh my God, this is good.
And in the full game, we'd have a lot more cards. to choose
Right,
from,
yeah, we would have a ton of opportunities of different cards to pick from. We're speeding things way up for this demo. So we're gonna go around again now and add details to these relationships. So right now, like, I know that I am in some kind of crime relationship here and that we have some kind of church thing going on, but there's gonna be a detail associated with that, and we're each gonna get to pick one of our 2. I have 2 needs. And the need, I think, is going to be to get rich through stealing a drug stash. Since we are drug people, I think that I'm going to put this on you 2 again.
Oh, the 2 of us.
Yes,
Okay.
because you're not connected to the drug people, so that makes perfect sense to me.
Right.
Very cool.
And
I am going to put out by the interstate. So it's a Chicken Hut fast food restaurant, and it's going to happen here.
oh wow, so we're drug people who hang out at a chicken
Chicken
hut. I
Hut.
love it.
It's a good front.
It is good. Well, yeah, and there's nothing that says we don't own the chicken hut,
Yeah.
or there's all kinds of things it could be.
Can't read.
Oh, sorry.
All right. I'm going to put to get out of a crushing debt coming due, and
Yes.
I'm putting it between the 2 of you.
Oh no! Oh no! So we need to get out of a debt.
Oh.
One of us maybe, or both of us, we'll see. But that could really drive that.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
And I've got objects, and I think this one will be funny. It's information, a secret recipe.
A secret
So
recipe.
between the parolee and paroler or whatever,
Oh,
there's
wow.
a secret recipe.
So what do we see here? So I see there's a fast food restaurant, which is the kind of place maybe somebody who's just getting out of jail might have a job.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
fry cook. Church friends. That's interesting,
Yeah.
right? In a
Maybe
small
the
town.
manager at the fast food place.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's think about that. So this is between the two of us, right? This is between the two of us.
Yes.
So my character is right here, and that means there's the crushing debt involved. Maybe my debt, maybe your debt, maybe both of our debt. You all here, there's some romance, but it's one-way romance.
Yes.
Which is always good. And let's keep an eye on that, because I don't want that to get
Too creepy.
creepy or ugly. But it could be a funny thing. And this relationship also, y'all need to get rich,
Yeah.
or somebody needs to get rich. What else do we have here? What do we see?
I think the whole drug thing lends itself to parole officer.
Yeah, I agree with
Person
that.
just
Yeah,
out of jail.
something someone just out of jail.
But there's
Yeah.
also a secret recipe, which is really
Right,
important.
Right.
Between
Well,
us somewhere.
it's got to be the recipe for the chicken.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the chicken hut.
Okay. So let's make some character names here. On the backs of all the cards are names. There are last names on these relationship cards and first names on the other cards. So we can look these over and pick. We could also write our own if we wanted to, but I figured that this would be good to keep things moving quickly, to have them on the back of these cards.
Big Dan.
Big Dan, Miss J, Ashley, Uncle Rob, Gina.
I feel like a Chad.
Are you Chad? Okay,
Yes,
cool,
I am
cool,
Chad.
cool. Well, I think I'm gonna be an Ashley. If you're a Chad, I'm an Ashley.
Nice.
I'm a John R. Johnson.
John R. Johnson.
John R. Johnson.
And I'm going to be Louis Papineau.
Louis Papineau. Oh wow. Okay. Did you have a last name, Chad?
I think it's just gonna be Chad.
You just
Just Chad.
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna be Ashley
This is
Shoe.
really
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Shoe.
Yeah.
All right. So the rest of these cards we're not gonna need for the game. They're all part of the setup, and we're done with them. Oh, we could have been named Knee High. That's a good name. Knee High. Yes.
It's okay. Ashley Shoe's okay.
Ashley Shoe's just fine. Louis Papineau. Great. So what's the deal here? Let's lock down these characters. Actually, we can put these down here, right? Between the relationships, Chad. Nobody knows Chad's last name.
So mysterious.
So what's the relationship here between John and Louis?
I think Louis is the parole officer.
Yeah, I'm recently out of jail.
So you're out of jail, probably working at the chicken hut with Ashley. Maybe I'm front end and you are fry cook at the chicken hut.
That would explain why you have access to the recipe.
Recipe, yeah.
Right, you've got access to the secret recipe. What's the deal here? And we're drug friends,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which it seems like that's a pretty innocent drug people kind of
Yeah.
relationship. Like maybe we just smoke weed after work or something. But that's super bad for
Or
you.
people come to the chicken hut to buy their weed, you know?
That's true. That's true. Maybe we are
Yes.
real drug people. Okay, that's good. Let's do that.
Like at a low level.
Heard it both ways. Okay, we'll find out how low level it is.
I think
as
you
we
might be
play.
violating your parole.
Yeah, you're definitely violating your parole. And what's the deal here? So Ashley she's a good girl who goes to church,
Ooh.
right? And Chad is.
I think
too.
Chad's a bad boy.
Well, with the church friends? How's that work?
Oh, he just goes to church because, honestly, he's just trying to get into the community. You know, he's trying to like blend in.
Oh.
But
Maybe is he an outsider?
he's
Like-
an outsider. Yeah.
He's new to town.
He's
Yeah.
new to town, and
Yeah.
that's why nobody knows his last name because
Yeah.
we don't know his people.
And he's got a lot of college debt, so that's why he's getting rich quick.
I love it. That is so good because that kind of makes Ashley into somebody who's really she's not completely innocent, but she's not necessarily tied into this stuff.
Right.
She wants to help Chad because she likes Chad because he's a
Right.
bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Right? That
Who
makes
happens
perfect
Nice.
to hang
sense.
out in church.
Right. Well, that's the place to be in this town.
Yeah.
I really want to know who has a crush on who.
I
Out of the
do
parole
too.
officer,
That's-
Chad.
that is
That's a good
important.
question.
So
Is
there's-
it Chad has a crush on the parole officer, or is it the other way around?
I think Chad has a crush on the parole officer.
Okay, nice.
Okay, that's good. Well, that'll go to some dark places.
Yeah.
And then, what's the deal with the secret recipe? We don't necessarily need to define every little detail, so maybe we leave that hanging. But
I think
if you have
Louis
an idea-
Papineau, I'll tell you what, I think Louis Papineau, it's a Papineau family recipe.
Oh, do you want it back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
That's good.
they're using it down at the chicken hut, and he wants to know how they got it and why.
That's good. That's very, very
So
good.
you have the recipe. You're not like trying to get it from me. You
Not exactly,
Okay.
no. I'm just angry that the chicken hut's using my family recipe.
got it.
Oh man, this is gonna go real bad.
Chicken Hut just got so much better. What happened?
This is good. That's enough. We have enough to have the game set up. So the game's played in 2 acts. In Act 1, everybody's going to get 2 scenes with their character in the spotlight. Then there's the tilt, which is going to introduce some craziness. And then there are 2 more scenes in Act 2. Since we have a short amount of time, we'll probably play through the tilt.
Yeah.
And then just kind of, we'll figure out the trajectory of these characters will be pretty clear at that point. So the way a scene works is that when it's your scene, and we'll just sort of take turns, you have a choice to make. You can establish the scene. And if I'm going to establish the scene, I'll say, I want to have a scene between Ashley and Chad, and I want it to be at church, and I want you to come in as Ashley's grandma. Okay? And then I would establish all the details that I wanted, and then we would play the scene, but I wouldn't get to decide how it goes for Ashley. It's going to have a positive or a negative outcome for Ashley. If I establish it, you all choose. And the way you choose that is by kind of checking in with each other. If we have to, we can stop the scene, you can talk about it, but usually it's pretty obvious. And then you're going to choose either a negative or a positive outcome card. And then you just give that to me, if it's my scene. Your other option is to do the opposite and to say, hey guys, I got nothing. Make a scene for me. And then you 3 would put your heads together, make the most awkward scene you possibly could. That's going to put Ashley in the worst position she could possibly be in, and the most interesting stuff that you can think of. And then I get to decide if it's going to go well or poorly for Ashley. I'll choose a negative or a positive outcome. So we're going to be accumulating these cards over the course of the game, and they affect the tilt, and then they affect the end of the game. There's an aftermath, and we find out how these characters do. So that's the basic idea behind the positive and negative outcomes. We're going to establish or we're going to resolve. Does anybody have a good idea for an initial scene? A scene maybe they'd like to establish?
I'm thinking of Louis actually in the chicken hut,
Okay.
coming both to check up on John R., sorry.
Right.
Yeah, it should always be John R.
John R.
Because there's
yes.
probably a John L. Johnson as well.
Yeah, right. It's John R. Checking up on John R., but also he's eating chicken angrily.
Which is an image.
Yes.
That's good.
Because he knows it's the secret recipe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. And these 3 would know each other. Right?
Absolutely,
Right?
yes.
They all know each other and not the mysterious stranger.
Oh,
though.
no.
Right. Cool. So why don't we start that scene and maybe Ashley might enter it.
Absolutely. Ashley could be in the scene, certainly.
Checking up on me at work again?
Oh, just trying to make sure you stay on the straight and narrow.
I'm working. Working here every day. Go home
That's
smelling like
good.
chicken every night.
Say, I noticed that the chicken tastes a little better than it usually does.
Yeah, I've been making some good changes around here, don't you think?
You've been making the changes.
Yeah, business is through the roof.
Order up.
All right. So, where did you get the recipe, if you don't mind my asking?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I recognize this recipe. Uh-oh.
This is not going to go well for Louis Papineau.
Yeah. This is my mom's recipe for chicken.
Whoa.
Why are you serving it down here by the tri-state?
Look, when you're in jail, man, you learn a lot of things, and I learned how to cook delicious chicken.
Somehow I doubt that that's where you learned this recipe.
You don't think any of your family could have ended up in the clink?
I'm really offended by that.
Louis Papineau, says Ashley Shue as she comes out from the back washing her hands. Ashley, I think, she's very young. She's just out of high school.
Okay.
And she's already managing this place because she's ambitious.
All right.
Louis Papineau, how are your people?
Good, good.
Can I get back to work now, or?
Yeah, you can go back to work.
Look, I know why you're here, Louis,
Well-
and John R. has been a great employee.
I'm glad to hear that.
In fact, I let him change the recipe for the chicken, and I think it's better. You probably do too. I see you gnawing on that wing right there. You like it, don't you? It's tasty, isn't it?
John R's gonna
Yeah.
come back out with a box. Here, have some chicken to go.
It's a
Tasty.
complimentary, officer.
All right. I'll see you again, John R.
And scene. Cool.
Yeah.
So in Act 1, you always give your card away. So you
Okay,
give
so-
that to another person, and you do that based on whatever criteria you want.
I think Lewis is going to be taking a closer look at John R.
Yeah,
from now
that's
on,
true.
and that's not going to be good for John R.
That's great. Corinne, would you like to establish a scene or resolve a scene?
Sure. I'll establish something. I want to see. No, okay. Let's just go with Ashley. Again.
Okay.
Although you'll be in the next scene too. You mean all the scenes?
I know. So this should be about John R.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the discussion about the recipe.
Oh,
that
like
we
we're
just
gonna
talked
we're gonna
about.
do a flashback.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, nice.
So you're establishing that, so we get to
Yeah.
resolve it. So
Okay.
think about that. So are we out back smoking weed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Like back by the dumpsters.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Good. I don't know who you know or where you get this, but this stuff is good.
I met a lot of people.
I'm sure you did. I don't want to know. But I can sell it.
That's great. As long as you know you're doing that.
Yeah.
So, I've got another business proposition. I know we've been in this one
Yeah.
a couple weeks
It-
now.
it's going good.
Yep.
Well, lay it on me. I'm an entrepreneur.
Crinkles a sheet of loose leaf that's been folded a bunch of times. Take a look at this.
Oh no. Where did you get that?
Have my ways.
That's the Papineau family recipe.
It only cost me 10 ounces. I don't know what's a reasonable amount of drugs. 2 ounces a pound? I don't know.
Okay. Moving on. Cost you some drugs. If that could change everything.
So I know that, the Chicken Hut has done things in one way for a long time,
Yeah.
but I want to switch things up.
They'll know. The Papineaus will know.
Doesn't matter.
You're bold, John R. You are a bold man.
I want 10% more of the profits.
You drive a hard bargain, but that Papineau chicken recipe, it's worth it. You have a deal.
Yeah.
How is this bad for you? Oh, wait.
We are choosing.
Yeah.
the-
And you chose bad. Wait,
Yeah.
let's.
Are you choosing that?
Oh, you're choosing negative,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Let's back that up. I didn't shake your hand.
Okay.
I think we've got a deal, but the deal's going to be the other way around. See, because you are an ex-convict.
Yeah.
So let's do the math on that. What you're doing here is a favor to your employer, and your employer is very grateful. But that doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're going to be getting more money. What it's going to be getting is you not going back to jail.
But I have the recipe.
Yes. And you're going to give it to me, and we're going to use it in the chicken.
What do I get out of it?
You get not go to jail. Do you understand not go to jail?
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be from now on. No more 10% for you. Don't get ambitious and don't get above your raisin. I still know your people.
I'm not going to hand the recipe over. I'll just use it.
You just use it. That's all I would ask.
All right.
So that's good. And then you give that away.
Yeah. Well, this is bad for the.
We're trading.
All right, it's time to meet Chad. It's
Yeah.
definitely time to meet Chad. I'm going to establish a scene with Ashley and Chad. This is all about Ashley, but it's going to. I think I want to learn about what Chad's problems are,
Okay.
so you could share them with Ashley.
All right.
So we're at church. What do we do? What are we? We're volunteers. Can we maintain the graveyard?
Oh, that's a great idea.
All right.
Yeah, that's totally up Chad's alley.
Right. So there's
Yeah.
some outdoor work. You can kind of get some
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah. Chad's got like this leather jacket on. He looks a bit like a greaser. Like he's from the 1950s.
I can't even stand it.
Even though it's like 2010 or whatever, he still dresses like that.
That's fantastic. And Ashley is so into him. That's great. Everybody loves Chad. Everybody loves Chad.
Everybody loves Chad.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think Ashley does a lot to impress him, follows him around, and asks him a lot of questions,
Mhm.
of course, because he's a mysterious bad boy.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we're taking a break.
Yeah. That's
And
okay.
we're both kind of sweaty. We've been actually like working, cutting down weeds and
Mhm.
stuff. So I just have to ask, why did you come here, Chad?
Chad pulls out a comb and starts brushing back his hair. He's just like, I don't want to talk about it. It's a dark, dark place.
No, I understand. I'm sorry I asked. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay, Ashley. I understand. Not a lot of people understand where I come from.
No, I feel
Yeah.
like I could. If you just, I don't know, let me in.
Well, Ashley, truth is, if I tell you, then I don't think we can be friends anymore.
What? Why?
I don't think you can accept me for who I really am.
I can, Chad. I can. I can accept you for who you are. I
You see-
promise.
I went to college for philosophy.
Oh, that is so deep.
It is very deep. And the thing is, well, I have a lot of student debt.
Well, you can get a job in town. I could probably set you up at the chicken hut.
I don't know. Does anyone really want to hire a philosophy major?
Well, I'm the manager. There's another guy there. He's no good. I can kick him out. I'll give you his job.
You do that for me, Ashley?
Oh yes. Can you fry a chicken?
I can try.
That's all I ask is that you try. Oh, you're so mean. There's a limited number of bad things. Something good has to happen to somebody.
I know, but I think the good in this situation is not coming to Ashley.
Oh yes,
today.
yes. This is not. She's making a very poor decision. And that scene can end right there. I think that's great.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
perfect.
like she's offering to sell you up. To sell you
Lose your
out.
tasty chicken.
And lose a tasty chicken, and your revenge will not be pretty, right? You have power that she doesn't understand. But I'm going to give that to Chad because I think it's going to go.
Nice.
Things are going to go bad for Chad too.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so Chad and Louis Papineau.
Oh, we're laying the groundwork
We
here.
sure are, yeah.
That's
I
great.
would love for us to be. I think Chad is going to approach Louis one day and.
Has Chad been admiring Louis from afar up
Yes.
until now? I
Yeah.
see, yeah. Because I'm
And-
sure Louis goes to church. He's good people.
Yeah,
Sure.
and this could be like the church parking lot or something.
Sure.
This is so
Yeah.
good because Ashley is so into you, and it's the wrong.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen.
This is not going to work out.
We don't know Chad's orientation. Maybe.
Sure, there's all kinds of ways Chad could be, but I think
It's probably not going to
I
go
think
well.
it's not going well so far.
So I think Chad runs up to Louis in the parking lot of the church, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And he just comes up to you and he's just like, Louis,
Yeah, what was your name again?
Chad?
yes.
Chad. You obviously know who I am. It's great to see you in town and coming to church too.
Oh, yeah, I go to church all the time. That's my thing.
Well, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
A liar.
So, Lewis, before you go, I know you have a lot of places to be at and things to do and people to see, but would you want to ever get chicken one day?
Not down at the chicken hut.
Is there another place to get chicken?
I'll cook you up some chicken myself.
Oh, okay. Well,
This just got a little more intense.
Listen, it's good to welcome new people into town, and I think it's important for you to open my house to people who look like they might be in need.
that's great. So I'll see you at your place.
Sure, come by Tuesday night.
Oh, I'll be there. Unseen.
Nice. Oh, that's beautiful.
Definitely positive.
Oh, Ashley is on the upswing. All right. So let's do another round of scenes, and let's see if we can keep these brief, and we'll get right to the tell.
Okay. I think Louis Papineau is actually sneaking into the chicken hut.
Oh yeah. Good.
Looking through spice jars.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's gonna catch him? Is it Ashley?
I think it's going to be Ashley.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
good. We're gonna see.
And what he's got is he's got spice jars, but they've been sabotaged, and he's going to swap them out for the ones in the.
Love it. Cool. Great. I think that Ashley should catch him, but we can still find out if he's going to get away with it.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, it's late at night. He's crept in through one of the windows. He's swapping out spice jars when
Her car pulls up,
her car pulls up. Yeah.
so he's got chance.
Yeah. He goes to the back door. He tries to open it, but the deadbolt is locked, and it's a key deadbolt.
And then the car engine turns off. Footsteps on gravel.
He looks
key in the
around.
lock.
He goes to the freezer.
Of course, yeah.
Full of chicken.
The door opens. Actually, this is so good. Maybe the scene is between him and John R. in the morning when he opens the freezer now.
Yeah, we wanted to say that he's locked in, and it's John R. who opens the freezer.
Depending on what you guys think. Is he gonna get away with this? Is really the question, I think, of the scene.
I don't think so.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's a negative.
No, it's negative.
And there's still like all the spice jars out.
Oh yeah, both sets.
No, it's perfect. Yeah. So Ashley just comes in. She's like, John R. Oh, why? Yeah. So like, he didn't clean up his station after work. So right. She doesn't notice. You spent a very cold night.
in the freezer.
Yeah, I come in the next morning, see all the spice bottles. I'm like, what the?
This could be the next scene actually,
Oh.
because that could be your scene.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
cool.
could be my scene.
It doesn't have
yeah.
to be dialogue in
Yeah.
text. So you give that negative away. It would be bad for me. It would actually be good for either of these two for reasons we'll explain.
No, I'm gonna give it to Ashley because she was the one who came in that scene.
Okay. Great. So you could just build on that if you
Sure.
wanted to.
Yeah. Same coming in the morning
Mm-hmm.
after
And
the
Nice.
spice heist.
You open the freezer. Louis is inside the freezer.
Are you the reason that this is paprika and this is not paprika, even though they both say paprika?
What if I was?
This one's yellow.
So stupid.
Did you think I was gonna think this wasn't? It's yellow.
I didn't know how much of a chef you were.
I know what paprika is.
Fine, just let me out of the freezer. And he's gonna push his way past you.
Just let me out of 9 months of parole.
I'm sorry, that's up to a judge, not me.
Yeah, but you could fight for it. Or I could call the cops right now. You think your fingerprints are on any of these, or the camera out front might have caught you coming in?
He says, all right. I'll
There's
leave you
no
be.
camera.
I'll leave you be. Listen, I'm not gonna try and get you out of parole, but I won't do any checks. I'll just write the reports. Send them in.
You're not going to come back to the chicken hut.
I won't come back to the chicken hut.
All right.
So dumb. So dumb. Love it. Oh, that's great. So like there's some real jockeying for power in this weird hierarchy happening.
Yes.
So John R. is ascended, Lewis has been humbled, Ashley has you under her heel, but probably not for long.
I think this
Especially
is-
now that this arrangement with John R. has been.
Yeah. This is probably good for business to not have the parole officer. I'll get that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so it's Ashley, and I don't know what to do with her, so I want you guys to establish a scene for me.
Okay.
And I'm going to resolve it. What's the craziest thing you guys could do to Ashley right now?
I think Lewis has invited Ashley to the dinner as well.
Oh, good.
yes.
That's super good. And I want to point out that we want to get these needs into play as
Oh,
best
that's
we can.
true. We haven't really
Alright.
done that
Right,
yet.
so like to get rich through stealing a drug stash, that should come in, and I could easily see Ashley being talked into stealing her own drug stash.
But we already know we already know a little bit of that
Yes.
that Chad is trying to get out of a college
We
loan
definitely
debt.
covered
Right.
a recipe.
Right, cool. So it's actually seen. This is about her, but it's at Lewis's family dinner.
Can I propose that maybe she found out about the dinner and just shows up without being invited?
That's a
That's
thing.
totally fine.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down with
down
that.
with
That's so good. Okay,
So
awkward.
I'm going to say we're going to cut right to the chase, and you're actually sitting at the table. And so nice of you to drop by, Ashley, says Lewis.
Oh,
And this is very awkward.
I brought a pound cake. I thought I'd just stay, if that's okay. I don't want to
Of
intrude.
course, my home's your home. You're welcome anytime.
Lewis Papineau, thank you so much.
I'm going to show you a little something, and I bring out a steaming chicken,
Why, that is a delicious-looking bird, Lewis Papineau.
family recipe.
Well, the Papineau family recipe is very famous around here. You'll get to know it quite well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Good to know,
hopefully not
Ashley.
too well. And I look at you.
We're having this like.
Stare off.
Well, there are many delicious chicken recipes in this part of the country, Chad. You'll get to learn them all.
You say, not even looking at Chad.
Right.
Nice.
Well, Lewis, tell me all about your chicken.
I'd be happy to. This is my mother's recipe, and he'll start to go into detail about where it was passed down from generation to generation.
I think.
And it's surprisingly a hostile, like almost angry
Yeah.
recitation of history, of
It'd
family
be
history.
easy to misunderstand.
Yeah.
It'd be very easy. I want this to go well for Ashley. So
Okay.
help me figure out how this is going to go well for her.
I'm going to say that she actually kind of gives herself away a little bit about the drug stash somehow.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact is that we're all actually just then interested in that rather than getting her in trouble.
Oh, so she just sort of lets it slip.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she says, well, and I mean, I know you're an officer of the law, but I also know that our families go way back and that we're friends, Lewis. So you know that times are hard, and sometimes an entrepreneur needs to supplement her income in ways that maybe aren't so kosher. But pretty soon it's going to be law of the land, right?
Why don't you just take out some weed right now?
Oh yeah, right. That's my. I didn't bring a pound cake.
You brought some.
No, that's great. Like
And-
she's
and-
so comfortable with you, she just assumed this is totally
And,
good.
Lewis is like, he says, this is surprising. I didn't realize that you were doing that business, Ashley.
Well, I certainly am at a pretty high level too. I
This
make
doesn't have anything to do with John R., does it?
everything about her says yes, and she's like, no.
Perfect. And he actually kind of looks over at Chad, almost conspiratorially, and then says, well, I think we might be able to come up with some ways to make us all profit from this.
Well, I suppose so. I would hope so, Louis Papineau. Who wants to get high?
And then we'll all light up.
You can end that scene right there. That's for you.
Yeah.
So we have about 5-10 minutes left.
Okay.
And so we have one more scene
Yes.
in the first act, then we'll do the tilt, and we'll start Act 2 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I want Chad and John R to meet.
Yeah, they haven't met
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
So I think this might be at the Chicken Hut because you've somehow indirectly hired me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
For my job.
Yep.
That's what you said.
Well, there are 2 cooks, and the chicken head only needs one, which is pretty clear. So you do the math. But I didn't say anything about firing you.
I see.
So I think Chad comes into the restaurant with a spatula and a pair of sunglasses, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm the new fry cook."
John R is kind of a big man wearing an apron. It's full of grease.
Clearly a fry cook.
What do you mean?
I got hired yesterday by Ashley, so now
Am
I'm
I
here.
fired? Ashley!
Yeah. What? Oh, hey. Hey, John R. Hey, Chad.
Hey, Ash.
What is going on here?
Chad. This is John R.
I need to keep my employment to stay out of jail.
John R. This is Chad. Chad is your new mentee. He's your apprentice. You're going to teach him everything you know about the chicken business.
There's not room for 2 of us back here.
Well, we're going to find room, aren't we, Chad?
I'm very excited to learn everything about chicken.
Yeah, well, not everything.
Maybe everything.
Maybe not everything.
Maybe you're about to lose your job for insubordination. What about that, John R.? Now let's turn our attention back to Chad, shall we? Chad here is smart. He's a good worker. He's kind of handsome.
Oh, thank you.
I think he'll be an excellent addition to our team. And I mean team because we're all going to get together and play as a team. John R.
You're gonna get grease on those fancy clothes.
He like pulls out a cigarette and just like starts lighting it.
Well, I'm going to leave you 2 boys back here to sort this out. This is going great for you.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Yeah, positive.
How'd you get this job anyway?
Oh,
Questions?
I'm not sure. Well, I have a degree in philosophy, so I think that's how I got it.
I think Ashley's into you.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
The way she was talking.
Oh no, she's not really my type.
You probably don't want to tell her that. You might lose your job.
Good point.
Oh, we
Grease.
did. Oh,
Yeah. I was gonna say grease.
All right. I think that's a good place to cut
cool.
it.
Yeah, that's great. So everybody's met everybody. There's some skullduggery happening.
And you have to give that last one away, right?
Oh,
Yep,
right,
yep,
yeah.
give that positive card away. It would be good for me. It'd be bad for you, these 2.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So take the cards that you got, turn them over,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna figure out the tilt. So each of these cards, the positive and negative outcome cards, on the back, it has a tilt element, which is something interesting that'll happen to disrupt the game a little bit, and also some numbers. So add like colors together and then subtract the lesser from the larger. So I have blue 6 and red 2, which is blue 4. What do you have? Blue 4.
So I have 1 red and 3 blue, so that's 2.
Blue 2.
Blue 2.
I have 4 blue and 1 red, so that's blue 3.
I just have red 4.
Cool. So I have blue 4, you have red 4. It's the 2 of us that are going to decide the tilt.
Nice.
All right. So
And
we
we're
get
gonna-
all these cards.
Yeah, we're going to look at the cards that are out here and pick ones that we like. Can I see yours?
Oh yeah. There we go.
And these are things like mayhem, cold-blooded score settling.
Innocence, collateral damage.
That's a good one. Something precious is on fire.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
it's happening. That's my choice.
My favorite one is actually one that came up, which is a stupid plan executed.
Yeah, I
to
was just
perfection.
looking at that. Failure, a stupid plan executed to perfection.
Is that what we're going to go with?
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
So those go into the mix, and we need to see those in Act 2. They have to happen. If they don't happen, we have failed as game players. So I don't think it's going to be hard
No.
to
I
set
have
something-
plans for the stupid plan already.
and, setting something precious on fire is guaranteed. So that's good. Those are really good choices. And then we just begin with scenes again. We're just going to get 2 scenes in Act 2, after which there's going to be an aftermath. And we've probably got time for a round of scenes, maybe. We got about 5 minutes
Okay.
or so.
So I think, is it my turn again?
Sure, yeah.
So Lewis and Chad are going to be planning the score to steal the drug stash that they know is at the chicken hut.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
So
Oh, what a team.
I know. Lewis has invited you over again, this time for beers.
Ooh. Is it one-on-one?
Yeah.
Oh, very exciting.
In his basement rumpus room.
Yep.
There's a little dry bar down there. So he says, listen, Ashley was talking yesterday about the drugs that they have out at Chicken Hut. Now I know those are John R's and Ashley's drugs. I think what we could do is we could lift those and we could sell them ourselves.
So stupid.
Are you saying we should steal someone else's drugs?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I am all in for it. And he puts on the sunglasses.
And scene. That's perfect. So that, I think, went well for you. You got exactly what you
I
wanted.
did.
It's not what you need.
No,
All right, set something up for me.
Something up for John R. What do we need to know about John R? Like, we can wait a minute before the heist happens, right?
yeah. It may be a showdown between John R. and Ashley.
Yeah, that's probably
Ooh.
what needs to happen,
Yeah.
right? Because we have a limited economy of scenes, so we got to go right for that.
Yeah.
Cool. So again, we're smoking dope back by the dumpster, and we were furious with each other. I just don't know about you, John R.
I don't know about you. You're not a manager.
I'm not convinced that I need you back there.
Oh yeah? How are you gonna get the chicken flying off the shelves like it does?
Well,
Pun not intended.
you think you're the
Do
only?
chickens fly?
No.
Anyway.
You think you're the only one with the Papineau family recipe? I know somebody else who has a Papineau family
Yeah,
recipe.
who's that?
Louis Papineau.
Yeah, he's not gonna give it to the chicken hut.
He's not going to give it to us, but he might sell it to us. And we're doing pretty good with this whole marijuana business. I offer him $10,000. You think he's going to turn it down? Do you?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, you don't know Louis Papineau like
He's
I
got
do.
that big house.
Yeah, he's a fancy man. I know. But I have options. That's my point.
So do I.
Oh, what are your options?
I could open another chicken hut
Could you now?
Yeah.
With what money?
with my drug money.
Okay, fair enough. But don't you forget, John R. Johnson, that I could send you back to jail in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know who'd be there with me? You.
I don't think that is true.
Yeah? Who's been actually handing the drugs to all the customers, huh?
No one's going to believe that sweet little Ashley Shue is a drug dealer.
Yeah, well, the camera was working for a day last week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to destroy that tape tonight.
Do you have it?
I do not. Did you steal the tape?
I did.
All right, we know who has the upper hand. Very good, very good. Cool. So I want a scene with Ashley and Chad.
Okay.
Because I want to help Chad get whatever Chad wants.
Okay.
But she doesn't. She's dumb. It's not. So where are they? They're at
Should
the.
we be at the church?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Of course, they're at the
they're
church. Yeah, that's where they know each other.
And she says you've been spending a lot of time with Louis Papineau lately.
Oh yeah, isn't Louis great?
Well, he's all right, I suppose. But listen, I have to tell you something, Chad. Something serious.
What is it?
I like you, Chad. I really like you.
Oh, Ashley, I don't think I can I can do this right now. There's just so much going on in my life.
Chad, let me help you. I will do anything. I know that you have money problems. I can help with that.
Anything?
Anything, Chad.
Well, you see, remember that time when we were smoking joints at Lewis's house?
I do. I remember it fondly, Chad.
I mean, this was just yesterday, but do you have more of that weed?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have a connection. I can get you as much as you need.
Really? I will need so many jazz cigarettes. All the jazz cigarettes.
Well, I have an idea then.
Yeah.
What if we stole all of my marijuana?
I don't understand.
Well, it would be like it's dirty money. It's illegal money, and I'm happy to part with my part of it, but half of it belongs to someone else, and we would be stealing from that person more than from me.
I see. So we're stealing it from the other person, not you.
Well, and me too.
So, what? Okay. Well, I think that's a great idea.
All right.
Whose scene is this?
It's my scene.
It's kind of bad long term, but this scene is actually
It's going well for you in this scene. That's true. I agree with that.
All right.
That's
You good with
true.
that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Chad, I know it's crazy and I know it's stupid to say this, but I love you. I want you to get out of debt so that you can think of your future.
Oh, Ashley, I don't have time for love. But yes, let's do it.
Perfect.
Perfect. That is very good. And we should, so one more scene and then we're
right.
going to wrap it up.
So I think Chad's gonna talk to Lewis about this.
Okay.
Or actually.
Or do you want to do the heist?
Let's do
Yeah,
the
let's do
heist.
heist. Yeah, okay.
Because we got to set something on fire.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling I know how this is gonna happen.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
So it's late at night, and the chicken hut has been closed. I don't know how you get in usually, but I'm assuming you just.
Well, maybe
Brilliant.
Ashley gave you the key.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
Ashley
forgot
gave
I
you the
worked
key.
there.
She's in on the plan.
Right, she's in on the plan. You're no idiot.
Yeah.
Right, you know something's going down, so
Okay, so
Yeah, maybe you're in the chicken hut.
you might be. Yeah.
so we walk into the chicken hut, and we
Flashlights.
Yeah, flashlights
Of
and
course.
everything.
Yeah.
And we see the weed is on top of the fryer. And
Of course.
Chad looks at you and he's just like, I'm so stressed out right now. I need a cigarette so badly.
We'll take a cigarette. And I'm gonna go up to He leans over the fryer to pick up the
I want to say like it's booby trapped somehow.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not the
nice.
real stash, but it's booby trapped so that like something happens to you.
Well, I imagine you're going to end up on fire.
Yes, I think so. That's something precious to me.
Somebody loves Louis Cavanaugh.
That's right.
Well, how does that go down? Like, how does he end up on fire?
I think in slow motion, Chad just lights a cigarette, and as he's lighting it, he it's with a match, and then he tosses it
Flicks the
Of course he
match.
does.
because it's Chad, and it somehow
The weed was
lands-
covering a bucket of oil.
There you go.
Yes, yes, exactly, and it just goes up in flames.
Oh yeah. And Lewis is screaming and running around, and you're trying to put the grease fire out,
Probably
Yeah.
with water.
probably with water.
Where would I find the water though?
The sink.
We have a sink.
Yeah.
So sad. So just as a point of reference here, we would have a whole nother round of scenes, right?
Yeah, that doesn't matter if Louis Papineau's gotten burned.
Oh no, it's great.
Horribly, that's
this
fine.
This is
Yeah.
great, and we have achieved something, a stupid plan executed to perfection, and something precious is on fire. We've got our tilt elements in the game, and we've still got. If we were going to keep playing, we would have time to resolve all these dumb threads in a really disastrous way. The game would end, and just like at the tilt, we would then have an aftermath where we find out sort of what happens to these characters.
Should we do very quick aftermath?
Yeah, sure we can. Let's do with the cards we have, it's going to be rough, but sure.
Well, we can all get a separate set of cards, but that's fine.
I've got a blue 4.
Okay. Well, let's just read yours just to give people an idea what
Yeah.
they might be
Alright.
like.
So this is merciless. You might not be dead on the outside, but you sure as hell are dead on the inside. The emotional or mental wounds you have suffered will never heal. The future is a brick wall.
I think you're going back to jail, buddy.
That's
Oh
what-
yes,
that's
you
where the
are.
brick
That's
wall
sure.
is.
That's you're
Ooh.
staring
Yeah,
at that
that's
brick
harsh.
wall.
That's pretty rough. Let's give another an example. Let's say that Chad actually did quite well, right?
Pretending.
Like this could have happened.
Oh.
And this is a different kind of ending.
Aftermath, pretty good, all things considered. You're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little better off. Maybe you got the girl, or you got the guy, or both. Maybe you just didn't get caught.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So like, and that might be a surprising aftermath, but that's part of the fun of the game is that
Right.
you never exactly know how these characters are going to turn out.
Yeah.
So that's Fiasco. That's what it looks like in play. And thank you so much, friends, for playing with us. This was a good time, and I wish we had time to finish this game
Yeah.
because I want to know what happens to these idiots.
John's back in jail, and Lewis has some scars. And
Yeah, probably Ashley's right back managing a chicken hunt.
Right.
with less tasty chicken now.
Less tasty chicken and smelling like a rose.
Yeah.
Might be. Thanks very much for watching.